Hello everyone, welcome back to Solasta Crown of the Magister, to Session 2 of our Cataclysm Ironman run. So, last time we had introductions and skipped basically through the tutorials, and now before we can do anything of real interest here in town, we need to go and meet Karen at the Legacy Council. Now, last time I needed to do this, I remember being quite lost through this town, but now that we've done the whole campaign once through before, I've got a much better idea of where we're going. And when we get up to this garden here, before we go over and speak to Karen, we can just come over to this bush here, and we can click to loot this container. And what do we find? But more angry violets. So we'll take those to our inventory. Those might be useful in just a little while. But for now, with that done, we can come back and see Lord Karen and find out where it is we're really going on our first quest.
Look at the size of this council hall.
So this is what they spend our taxes on.
Look! Is that the princess? Wait, is she leaving?
Apparently so.
Then who will administer the oath?
That's not really her job, is it?
There's an oath keeper for that, I think.
You thought it would be the princess?
If not her, then
If she
who?
rules the whole principality, who's more important?
Lady Keen, the council's oath keeper, is trusted by all.
Lord Karen,
Yes, milady.
are these your new deputies?
They are, milady.
My name is Lyra Keen, Oath Keeper of the Council,
Shh! Quiet, everyone.
and I will be administering your vows.
Yes.
Once sworn in, you will carry the authority of the Council wherever you go. Your every action will reflect upon the Council's reputation. Remember that. Always. Now, please, raise your right hands. Do you, each and all, solemnly swear your lives and allegiance to this council, and promise to carry forth our mission to protect our alliance from any who would threaten the common good?
I swear.
I swear.
Excellent. Lord Karen will enter your name into the council's register. Thank you for your service.
Congratulations, deputies.
Wait, that's it?
Well, let's focus on this mission then.
Stop wasting time. What's the mission?
Well, a motivated deputy. So, the mission. As I'm sure you know, the council maintains a number of outposts to secure the border between the Principality and the Marches. One of them is the former Imperial Fortress, KLM. It's held by some 50 troops under the command of Captain Henrik. He sends us weekly status reports, or rather, he used to. We haven't heard a word from him in 3 weeks. Leave immediately for KLM and find out if anyone there is still alive. If Captain Henrik or anyone else is still breathing, bring him back. The council wants a first-hand report.
Right, we're good to go.
Right. I guess that's that. It's on to KLM.
And with that, we get our first piece of affiliation change. So there are several factions in the campaign, and each has a different level of indifference or hatred towards us, or praise, and with things that happen later on, we can kind of turn those into favors. So we'll certainly be doing that. But for now, we need to level up. So just that quest, in doing that main part of the quest line, and the preliminary training stuff has given us enough XP to level up to level 2. And in order to do that in this game, you must complete a long rest in order to level up. So if we head back to the Gravekeep's Cask, we can pay for a room there. That will allow us to level up. And then once we've done that, things around town kind of open up to us a bit. We can do some light shopping, talk to other locals and the like, and then we'll be able to prepare ourselves for our adventure ahead. So here's the Gravekeep's Cask. There's the unknown drunk that we were speaking to a few nights ago. Let's see if he's got anything more to say.
Go get killed in the Badlands.
Alright, not too much more to say. What I do want to do is make sure that, yes, Eve, our paladin, is at the top of the list here. That means she is the one that does the current interactions and whatnot when we click around on stuff, which is good because they, if we look at our proficiencies here, are the character with our high charisma. They're basically the talking head of the party. So we can chat over here.
Hello, adventurers. What can I offer you?
One room, please.
We'd like to stay for the night.
Sure. Just walk up to the suite and settle in.
A suite?
Oh, it's more like a large bedroom, really. But you know, this is the capital city.
And with that, we automatically spend 8 in-game hours resting. And then we get this screen here, which tells us that we can level up as well as prepare spells. So let's just go from left to right. We've got Eve. We are now a level 2 paladin. We've gained 8 hit points. And we've also gained an additional hit die, which we can use on short rests to heal ourselves. We gain Divine Smite. When we hit a creature with a melee weapon, we can spend 1 spell slot to deal 2d8 additional radiant damage, plus 1d8 per slot above, and plus 1d8 when hitting an undead or a fiend. And Fighting Style, we gain one of those, as well as our Paladin spellcasting. So for Fighting Style, we can either take Defensive and gain a +1 bonus to our armor class. We can take Dueling, that when we are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no weapons in other hands, we get a +2 to our damage rolls with that weapon. Great Weapon Fighting, if we are wielding a weapon with two-handed or the versatile property, we can re-roll any 1s or 2s that are rolled on our damage rolls. This is particularly good if you're wielding something like a Great Axe that does 1d12 damage. Rolling 1s and 2s can really harm you, so you get to re-roll those. But I'm again going to take Protection like I did last campaign because it was incredibly valuable. When a creature that we can see attacks a target other than us that is within 5 feet of us, we can use our reaction to impose disadvantage on that attack roll. And to do that, we must be wielding a shield. Jonathan. So this is Jonathan Turk, named after JD and Christopher Turk from Scrubs, as me and my partner are currently watching that through end to end. We are now a level 2 cleric. We are up to 17 max HP. We gain first level spell slot. We can now use our Channel Divinity feature between rests. We can turn undead, forcing them to try and make them afraid and move away from us. And we can do a Fire Burst, causing 3d8 fire damage to a target within 12 cells. A successful dex save will halve this. And then on a short rest, we can recuperate our expended Channel Divinities. Scrooge levels up to a level 2 rogue. We get Cunning Action. This is a bonus action that can be used to take the dash, disengage, or hide actions, which would normally be full actions for the other classes. And Sarah, our wizard, gains 6 hit points, and we've gained an additional hit die. We get to a specialization in a certain kind of magic, as well as our first level spell slot. We get to add 2 spells to our spell book, and we get Arcane Recovery. Once per day, we can complete a short rest. We can recover a number of expended spell slots up to half of our wizard level rounded up. So we need to select our Arcane Tradition. You can have a Green Mage, which is kind of like a pseudo ranger. You get Goodberry and Bark Skin and proficiency with light armor. You can have a Lore Master, which is extra good at learning spells and transcribing things to the spellbook and things. But we are going to repeat what we did last campaign and go to a Shock Arcanist. When we attack with certain spells, we do so as if it were a 1 level higher spell than when we cast it. Then at level 6 we get Arcane Fury, and level 10 Arcane Shock. Yes, we did select that, that's good. Then we can select 2 spells to add to our spell book. These can't be cantrips, these are first level spells and above. So what do I want out of this? I think we already have Thunderwave, which is a small area of effect damage spell, as is Burning Hands. We have Firebolt for a damaging cantrip. So is there anything else that we need specifically for damage? I don't think so. Things like Expeditious Retreat and Jump, I'm not all that enthused by. So let's take Grease and let's take Sleep for these early levels when things have low amounts of hit points. Now, just because we put those spells in our spellbook doesn't mean that we have prepared them. We have to come into this screen and we can prepare 5 spells. I believe this is our level plus our intelligence modifier, which is currently 2 plus 3. So, do we want to change any of these as we are right now? I think we're fine. We can do the same thing with our paladin and our cleric, except they have all of the spells that they can possibly know available to them, and we can just select 4 that we would wish. I'm going to take Divine Favor instead here, and with Jonathan, our cleric, we always know Thunderwave and Fog Cloud. Those are our domain spells. I definitely want to have Inflict Wounds and Guiding Bolt. They're really good damage dealers. And then we have Cure Wound and Healing Word for making sure we stay alive. And we are now level 2. So our next quest is to buy some food for the journey. So if we get out back here to the marketplace, we can find there is a trader of magic curiosities on this side and a trader of adventuring goods over here. So let's go and see this trader of adventuring goods because we're going to need some food for the road. In order to complete a long rest whilst camping, you must have 4 units of food, 1 for each party member to complete the long rest. Can we see your wares? So, we must buy 4 food. That is our quest. Here's ration packs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other thing that I really want right now is a chain. Is it a chain shirt that I want? Scale mail sets AC to 14 plus Dex plus 2. Chain shirt is 13 and Dex plus 2. Studded leather is 12 plus Dex. Hide is 12 plus Dex. So I want to pick up a set of scale mail armor. So that's 60 gold. We currently have 67 gold to spend, so we can afford this. And the reason I want that armor is because if we hop in here, we can take our new medium scale mail armor, pass that over to Sarah, and Sarah can go from 12 AC here to 16 AC, but this does not impact her ability to spellcast because she is proficient with that type of armor. We also need to put our component pouch in our offhand slot here. We will want to upgrade to other kinds of spellcasting focuses because the component pouch here consumes our utility slot, which we will later want to have filled with things like potions or throwable explosives or things of that ilk.
Deputies, a word if you please.
So famous already. I love it.
You were in there too. Are you a member of the council?
I'm Annie Bagmorder, quartermaster of the Scavengers Guild. We don't have a seat in there, but they all know exploring the Badlands without us would be a bad idea. That's why you should stop by our headquarters downtown. You'll need our services, I'm sure.
Is that compulsory?
No. But you'll find our services useful. Everyone does. Did Lord Karen not tell you?
No, he pretty much stuck to giving orders.
Oh, right. Anyway, we offer plenty of help and advice to beginners like you.
We are grown-ups, you know. At least most of us are.
Of course you are. Well, good luck.
Scavengers, eh? I never knew if they were legit or not.
They're tough, these scavengers. Fearless.
The scavengers. They've seen so much already. The first explorers of the ancient empire.
So what do you think? Should we check out their headquarters?
It's not far, but
I've had enough talking. Let's go kill some monsters.
If there's business to be done, we can't afford not to.
Yes, and we're going to need all the business we can get if we want experience and cash. Over here, we can come and speak to the trader of magic items as well.
Hello. How may I help you?
We would like to see your wares. So we currently cannot purchase a bunch of this stuff because we don't have a high enough status with different factions, so some of the trading is locked off to us, some of the stuff we simply cannot afford, but they do have things like herbalism kits, and down here if we had a bit more money we could afford some belt component pouches and the like, which is going to make things a lot easier for us with our spell casting when we have some more cash. But for now we are basically entirely spent on cash, entirely spent all of our cash. So we've got a few more minutes. We can hop over here, see Annie again, and see what she's all about actually.
Ah, you came.
you piqued our curiosity. So, what exactly do you have to offer?
You don't know?
What do you offer?
What kind of help do you offer to people like us?
Simple. Now, people like you typically carry out missions for the Council. In the Marches, even in the Badlands. Sometimes far away, like Captain Merrin.
Who's Captain Merrin?
You really must be new. She's one of yours. Senior Deputy of the Council. Anyway, you trek out to some old ruin in the Badlands, kill a bunch of orcs. Well, you're still a bit green, so let's say goblins.
Ouch! You're hurting our feelings.
Orcs will hurt much more than your feelings, believe me. And stop interrupting, it's rude. So let's say you find yourself with a whole load of rusty swords, leather armor, shields, too much for you to lug back here.
Oh, so we're puny as well as green. Thanks so much.
So instead, you brave heroes just clear the place of monsters and draw us a nice clean map. Then we take our carts and pick up every piece of junk. We bring it back, we sell it, and we split the profits with you. We move the stuff, you go off to kill more bad things. Everybody wins.
For a percentage, of course.
What? You could never carry it all anyway. Not in your little backpacks.
And do you have any healing potions?
Healing potions?
No, we don't. There's a shop for that.
All right,
Well, thank you.
that's
I
understood.
guess that's it for us.
Fine. Feel free to visit us any time. Or drop into any scavenger camp.
Are there others?
Anywhere we can settle. By the way, if you find Captain Henrik, tell him we're still interested
In what?
in getting our people to Caer Lem. The outpost is perfect for us. Close to the Badlands, with plenty of space for our camp.
Right. We'll tell him if we find him.
That would be appreciated. The more you do for us, the more we do for you.
Oh, so this business relationship can get better.
And I hope it will, friend.
I guess we'll see you around then.
Sure. Good luck out there. And don't forget, in the Badlands, always keep your eyes open.
Alrighty, so we now know what all that is about. If we miss anything during our adventures, they will collect it up for us. We can take our pick of anything that we do want that we missed, and they will sell everything else for a cut. So there's a couple of containers here. This one we have an unfinished biography and a Dragon's Den advertisement. What are these things? Draft of biography, Memoirs of a Shadow Tamer by Arwin Merton. They were only a handful of brave explorers, the first ever since the fall, to cross the mountains to the old empire. Their names Kay, Annie, Betty, Arwen, Swen, Rihanna and Hector. Together they were stronger than all the monsters in the Badlands. Long before the Copperhead Road was found, they knew the past, the tunnels from Masgarth to Malakanon. They brought back the old book with teachings of how to enchant primed weapons and sold it to the dwarf lord of the Gormsdotter clan. That was the start of it all. Soon all eyes turned to the Badlands. The thirst for the forgotten secrets of the old empire was growing. The rest is scribbled. The Dragon's Den, grand opening. Come one, come all, join us 23rd of May for the grand opening of the Dragon's Den. Galavan's newest tavern, eatery and bordello. Enjoy one of 10 different ales or perhaps a vintage cask of wine. And we could play battle chess, tarot readings. Usual gubbins. Not that I ever think I've seen a Dragon's Den location in the rest of my adventures. This container here is our party stash. We can put stuff that we do not need to use in it. And this one here is locked. So if we take our friend Scrooge and first offer him a little bit of guidance whilst we have a free hand. We can see if Scrooge would like to try and pick this lock. Yep, 24. There's 14 gold, some antitoxin, a potion of healing, and an extra scroll of Revivify, which we will hand over to one of the cleric or paladin because they are actually able to cast that spell. We don't need to worry about being cautious anymore. And then lastly, what I'll do is here we have a crafting basic poison recipe. We can read that, see the recipe, and now we know that forever. That is always available to us in our crafting. This notebook is just part of our standard equipment. Any other recipes to learn whilst we're looking for it? Crafting basic poison we have read, so we do not need that twice. There's a poisonous kit for later use. And a craft healing potion recipe. As well as a craft scroll of magic missile recipe. That's our spell book, and that is everything that we need. So, the only other thing to triple check before we head out on our adventures next time is, are we sufficiently supplied with ammunition? 18 arrows, 20 bolts. No ranged weapon here, just some javelins, which I'm sure will be fine for the meantime. And our wizard obviously has their cantrips, so we'll give these arrows to our ranger, and by ranger I mean our rogue. And I think that's about as much preparation as we can do before we head out on the road to go to Kerlem and see just how vicious the combat is going to be on cataclysmic difficulty. So, join me tomorrow. We will get started on the road and we'll see just how deadly things are ahead of us. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying this series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.